What's up, guys? Michael Sweet, Michael Sweet Journal. I'm going to chat today a little bit about the idea that you're entitled or you need reparations because of something that is perhaps more of a cultural thing, and other aspects where essentially what you're demanding are things for free in order to become successful with your business. And with that perspective, how your business cannot grow effectively because of that mindset, because you are in a mindset that is focused on earning without substance. So an earning zero essentially, but gaining through other people's efforts. Now, it's one thing to say, to perceive that you can get something out of other people's efforts. Now, for example, we have automotives. So, like right now, I'm in my truck. So I'm driving down the street, but I can give appreciation to those who have invented automobiles. I don't owe them anything. It is an established part of life that we can go out and purchase vehicles, whether they are brand new, whether they're used, different sizes. Those are things that we do not owe someone in return for that, other than the person we're purchasing from, which we owe them. Typically, it's a monetary exchange where you're giving them money in order to take ownership of the vehicle. But to expect something, say, from like the government, the state, to give you funds to help you because you're poor, that's not the mindset that we want to thrive on as entrepreneurs. There's Baker-preneurs. As a Baker-preneur, we really want to focus on how much production can I make and how much back can I get from customers who would be able to purchase those items. And so let me take you back to as I was growing up, because when I was growing up, I was in kind of a conflict. I was in literally two mindsets. From one perspective, from one of my parents, it was very much an expectation that you were going to get taken care of because you, Michael, you have a hearing impairment, so you're slow, and therefore you need extra assistance. And, well, we discovered that you only have one kidney, so therefore you need more assistance. So, put in a lot of effort, but don't put in a lot of effort because you don't really need some, because you'll be taken care of. You'll always find folks or not folks, but ways to get money, to get by. And that's all you really need to do in life, is just to get by and just make sure that you have enough to pay your bills and stuff like that. So with that mindset, I was pulled back, especially during my education days as I was growing up and learning to make my understanding of how the world works, I guess you can say. And I was really torn on the idea of, like, do I actually do any like schoolwork? Do I put in the effort? And how much effort do I really need to put in? Do I need to put in a lot of effort? Because so far, at least from being in school, it doesn't really seem like I need to put in a lot of effort to just get by. I can get a C real easily. So if I put a little more effort in, then I can get a B, which, a B is best. A B is best. So an A is amazing, but I'm told I shouldn't really pursue amazing. I need to pursue enough to get by. And at least, especially, Michael, you need to become a doctor, because doctors make a lot of money, and then so you'll get by from others giving you stuff, and yet I need to get by a little bit more, do a little bit more effort so I can become a doctor. That was really conflicting, especially when the other side of the table was very much focused on you produce what you want to produce. You create the life you want to create. You do what you want to do. And everything will be just peachy. But if you can, really try to become a doctor. So at least I have consistency with like when I was being raised that, you know, go become a doctor because I make a lot of money. Even when I played the game Life, I was apparently I always wanted to be a doctor because that's the one that made the most money. So it was a conflict under the interpretation that you really don't need to put a lot of effort in to make a lot of money, but you should be always saving. You should always be looking for hand-me-outs. Always feel essentially entitled because of my drawbacks, whether it's my height, my hearing impairment, my lack of a kidney, whatever those fallacies in my person, my physical person are, that those I should expect to get something back. And then at the same time, go and be entrepreneurial. Go create things. If you want to go sell candy on the street corner, or fruit punch, or like handmade jewelry, all of which those things I did, go do it. But you know, let me, the parent, help just kind of like get everything started for you, so you don't have to feel like you have to put in too much work. So that recurring process or recurring state of mind of don't do, but do a little bit more, but don't do too much, was really reinforced over and over and over again. And so it became tough to get through school because I'm in the perspective of like, hey, I put in a little bit of effort, so, you know, I earned something there for it. So the idea of the participation trophies to me was something that was expected, but at the same time was of disinterest, and also in some aspects hated. I really didn't like the feeling of getting the participation trophies or the trophies for coming for, you know, doing the work, or even second place, when second place was me and 40 other people. It didn't feel as exciting. It just felt like I should have gotten it. If I didn't get it, then I should complain about it. But don't complain, because you don't want to upset anybody else. So if that's like you, I mean, we definitely have something to relate to. And, you know, definitely put in the comments if that was something you struggle with, because I'd like to see if there's anyone else that also went through that issue. And at the same time, in the future, becoming a Baker-preneur. So let me backtrack a little bit from where I am now from where I kind of was moving from when I was being raised up. So, as I said, I did a lot of the street corner, like little kid sales stands and stuff like that. But then as I got into college, I started venturing into looking at technology, like the online platforms were becoming a big thing. So being able to create online software was becoming a huge deal. I didn't want to do the development work of it, but I wanted to have something big. And I figured if I can just ask somebody, then somebody will who programs will make it for me, just because, you know, they can see the potential it has, and then I'll give them something in return. You know, I'll try to be as generous as I can as thanks, but I just want to see this built. Well, I went through that many times. So I had, we had one of them, which was rating your doctor. So I came up with that. There was nothing online at the time. Asked someone who I was close to at the time to build it, and this person said no, not a chance. No doctor is going to like that. Every doctor is going to hate it, and I don't want to be involved with it. So we basically abandoned. I basically abandoned that project. It never got anywhere, and now that project is a huge industry thing worth billions and billions of dollars. Well, that shows you that, the sense of entitlement is a complete zero. Now, going a little bit further, again, going through this phase, another one with appointment scheduling, another one with creating a new type of CRM, and then another one where it was for HR. And then finally to the point where I decided, okay, I'm done with all that stuff. In which case I invested a lot more time in understanding how to build a structured state of mind, a mind that is for life, that is for production, that is for happiness, but gives me a sense of foundation to work off of and to grow with, which is the whole reason why I tend to talk about objectivism a lot of times, because of the fact that that is the philosophy that's helped me break away from the mindset that I should just get stuff because I'm human, because I have disability issues, because of my stature, whatever. And so it took, let me backtrack a little bit more with objectivism. So I was introduced to it when I was about 15. So I'm 37 now, so it's been about 22 years. And so that's a pretty good amount of time to have learned a lot about that, but it was very touch and go. It was not something I was really capturing the understanding, the foundations for. And it really took about 4 years ago when about 6 years ago to about now, where I really dove in deep to understand the philosophy, understand particularly how to apply it to myself, and to be on the understanding that it's not a one-hit wonder where I do the work and boom, I understand the philosophy and how to apply it to life. It's going to be a continuous challenge for basically ever, but it's a positive one. It's one that's going to be fulfilling in my life, and that's something I do see and do experience even now, where I am continuously trying to battle a mindset of feeling entitled, even though now that particular mindset's kind of gone away, to how to combat some of the things that are default expectations that are putting me in a perspective where I should earn something without actually doing a lot of the work. Now that potential mindset's a good thing, especially if it's an investment focus. You put in a certain amount of effort that was very structured with an established goal, an expectation on return on investment. So it's different than just me I stepped 2 more feet. I should expect $5 more. It's like we didn't really do anything. So now the bakery, becoming a Baker-preneur with my wife was really what I needed in my life to take a new step toward embracing a life that was fulfilling, that was challenging, that kept me motivated, and made me feel that I am, I guess you can say, worldly, and the understanding is of the understanding that overall I can appreciate all things in life, but I don't have to feel stuck to anything that's negative that will push me back or make me feel like I need to make a stand on something that I really don't believe in. So the second aspect of the importance of the Baker-preneur venture was that additional helping hand. Priscilla, my wife, is still a very independent person, but being in a bakery now, we definitely work off each other's flow, and that's really what I needed. I need that extra boost that always kept me pushing myself a little bit further, whether she knows that was happening or not. That extra hand showed me that yes, you can produce more and it's okay to do it, and you should absolutely do more because it is making you happier. It is fulfilling your life. And so I put in more effort. Matter of fact, the other night I put in probably a 16 or 17 hour day. I really needed to get a lot of stuff done. I really needed to get a lot of things done. A lot of desserts needed to get out. And so I pushed myself to get all these desserts done ahead of time so that the next day I can focus on other tasks. And man, was it fulfilling. It was super fulfilling, but it was brutal work for the amount of effort and time I had to put in to get all these little things done. So a complete mind shift. I had no expectations from anybody. I was not trying to appease my wife to try to get something out of her. I was not trying to appease the customer to get more out of them, or to expect expect that I should get something from the government or from my parents for putting in the extra hours and time. No, I was encouraged and determined to produce. I wanted to see these things done. I wanted to get these things done because I wanted to move on to something else when I woke up the next day. And that's exactly what I did, and I felt really happy with the result. We got a lot done yesterday because of the additional work I did the night prior. And today it's a lot less work, but it's a lot more deliveries and things, but a lot of work was done. And Priscilla's stress level is down. My stress level for the amount of additional orders that were coming in is a bit down, but we both feel a sense of pride, of happiness, that we got all those things done. So the question I would ask you is, are you struggling with the perspective that you should be able to do something, but you don't really feel like you need to put a lot of work into it? But you know deep down that putting in the extra effort will make you happier. Is that an issue that you're struggling with? And it sounds kind of almost like it's a contradiction. You don't want to put in the work, but you do because it's going to make you happier. It actually is a thing. It really is an issue that I went through in my life, and I know others are going through as well. And I can't stress enough that the latter of the two, the actual doing, just do those things. If it's production, if it's going to make your life happier by doing those, and it's going to bring you a sense of fulfillment, it will also take care of your life in some capacity as well, by either it's financially, or it brings you happiness, it brings you a sense of fulfillment, of pride, then doing those productive efforts is absolutely important, and you should be pursuing those relentlessly and absolutely. So put in the comments below, let me know what it is that you're struggling with. What sort of traits have you built that you want to get rid of? And let's have a discussion about that. If you haven't already done so, definitely like this page. If you know someone else that can benefit from this video because it relates to them, share it with them. And I'd like to hear their story, like to learn about their story as well. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell button so you know when I get online. Anyway, you take care and see you later.